blocked by Hale. And she'll get the kill.
Good afternoon, everybody. Here we are. We've been waiting for this all year long. This is the Division 4 MIAA State Tournament, round of 32. We're here in South Deerfield as we have the number 5 Frontier Lady Redhawks taking on the number 28 Stoneham Spartans. My name is Adam Bouchard, and I've got a treat for us today. Not only do we have a state playoff game, I get to be joined by one of my best friends, the Skate Doc, Ludo Bordeaux. Skate Doc, how are you today?
Coach, I am fabulous. We got a beautiful blustery day. Happy November, everybody. Beautiful blustery day here at the pitch. Sun is shining brightly, but that wind, holy smokes. That's got to be, what, 30 knots or something like that, huh, Coach?
It is. It's at least a couple double knots, that's for sure. As we sit here, Skate Doc, as we say, I have to always give a lot of love to the grounds crew here in South Deerfield at Frontier High School. This is the greatest live grass field in the state, and we get to watch a state championship tournament game be played on it right now.
You know, this pitch looks like it's professional ready. You can tell that a lot of tender loving care goes into it. And as you said, I mean, we've been down the Maya road before ourselves, and anytime you're in the Maya State Tournament, you know it's going to be some exciting athletics. These young student athletes from both Frontier and from Stoneham are keyed up. We were watching the warm-ups for quite a while, and looks like they both brought their A game today, so I'm excited.
Absolutely. I mean, they're all in the state tournament for a reason. We'll look at that number 28 Stoneham Spartan team. They come in with a 1-11-6 record.
Deceptive, though.
Very much so, and I think we know that very well from a handful of years ago on the ice. When you look at it, their power ranking is a minus 0.89, but really that opponent ranking is about a 0.06. Why that all matters, Skate Doc, and how they got to number 28 is they play a very, very difficult schedule out east, and they played some very tough Division I opponents as that season was progressing.
I went through the entire Stoneham schedule, Coach, and they did not have one single D4 opponent all season long. As you said, several D1s in there. Battled Winchester, who finished D1 15-3. Watertown D3 15-2. Malden Catholic D1 club 12-2. So don't let that 1-11 record fool you, because this is going to be a very good matchup today here in South Deerfield.
It sure is, and as the Lady Redhawks take the field, the Lady Redhawks came in with a 12-4-2 record. They came in the second seed of the Suburban League with a power ranking of 2.06 and an opponent ranking of 0.9. This Frontier Lady Redhawks team has seen a lot of great competition of the Longmeadows, the Suttons, the East Longmeadows all year long as well. What did you see in warm-ups that you'd like to see taken out here as the game progresses?
Well, we're looking pretty strong on the forward line. There's no question about that. Midfield certainly looks strong. Amelia is going to be there. But we're going to have Kate Walker, Addie Harrington, Haley Doucette Kaplan, among others. I mean, it's a very deep roster that Frontier has, and we're in play, Coach. Take it.
We are, and as play began here, Stoneham started off with possession as they continue possession on the far side of the field here, bringing it over the 50 into Frontier land, but it was a foot infraction. Lauren Kaunowski quickly with the ball upside. Ooh, just right out of bounds. Skate Doc, we're going to see a lot of action in the neutral zone here as these teams try to really determine who's going to have that advantage offensively first. With Stoneham starting the ball with possession, you can see they're really trying to push.
Yeah, and that's not uncommon, Coach, for the early stages of a tournament game to have that neutral zone play taking place.
Well, we had a danger there. Macy had a nice ball there, but a little bit high. Hit Haley Kaplan Doucette in the shoulder. It will be possession for Stoneham. And I agree, as these two teams have not seen each other, if ever, and they don't have any common opponents this season at all. It's either truly two opponents in Division 4 field hockey. As we have a fast break for Stoneham coming down, a big breakup by Amelia Bouchard on the foul side, bringing it to the middle to Haley Kaplan Doucette. Addie Harrington with the ball, trying to remove the side. Ooh, foot infraction on Stoneham there, Skate Doc.
Very sturdy play by Amelia Bouchard on that defensive play.
She's been very stout back there this year defensively as she moved back there at the beginning of this season and really took hold of that middle deep defender. And Elsa Brown, another huge defensive spot. Oh, watch out for the speed of Addie Harrington here, Skate Doc. She's got some great speed and skill. A little infraction on number 35 there for Stoneham. Rowan Riley to start the possession. Trying to get the ball down into the circle. Hallie Doucette into the circle. Oh, good clear by the Stoneham defender.
Yeah, that was a solid defensive play. Just got in the way of that pass.
Now it's going to be possession for Frontier right outside the circle. So that ball has to travel 5 yards before it can enter, and it does. Rowan with the strike. Hallie Kaplan Doucette pushes ball through the circle. Looks, we have our first corner. Our first corner right now of the game, Skate Doc. So that was an infraction inside the circle for those of you at home that aren't huge watchers of field hockey, just really starting to learn. Anytime you're in that offensive circle and is an infraction by the defending team, it ends up in this offensive possession where the defending team only has 4 defenders in their goaltender versus the entire offensive squad of the opposing team. Rowan Riley is going to insert the first corner here for Frontier.
Good structure by Frontier.
Play was called in, shot coming in through. Oh!
Just missed.
Was trying to hit that off post to Addie Harrington. Great pass across there by Macy DeMaio. Ball just missed. It will still be possession for Frontier. Must have been defended well. Tipped off of the defender's stick, the referee says.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Coach. Stone defender made a really nice play there. Got her stick right in the middle of it.
Rowan gets the ball back in the middle. Addie Harrington with the ball, trying to cross it through. It's a foot infraction for the second corner for Frontier. And as I typically host our games here with Mrs. Shapley, who's away this weekend, we always say Skate Doc, a corner for Frontier has got to be a goal.
Oh, no question about it. That's it's probably the best opportunity that there is out there.
As the girls get set, strike the ball in. Mason DeMaio top of the circle. Pass it across to Haley. Haley down the corner. Elsa Brown. Oh, that was a, we'll call that interference. Kind of cut across the stick. The Frontier offensive player did, and it will be possession for Stoneham. Stoneham with the strike, trying to change the possession of the game here. Ball all the way across. Will be Frontier ball. It's Nora Sloan on the far side. Inserts the ball down deep. We have another kind of infraction cutting across the body there. Lauren Kalinowski to start the play. Up to Ashley Galinsky over to Mason. Oh, great defense there again. That defender's been very busy already for Stoneham. That looks like number 4 out there for Stoneham. Very strong. Frontier's going to have to watch out for her. But Amelia Bouchard with the strike.
Stoneham defense has been solid so far, Coach, and that probably comes from playing that high-end schedule that they do, where they're essentially on their heels most of the game, every game.
You make a great point there. They've probably had a lot of time in that side of the field and really have possessed. Again, they're in the state tournament for a reason, and so far we can see in these first 4 or 5 minutes what a great rainbow up to Addie Harrington coming down the side. She's got that speed. Crosses it through the middle. Another great defensive play there by that same player. I believe it was number 4. Correct me if I'm wrong, Skate Doc, but I can't see that far.
Well, that's 2 of us, Coach.
As ball is cleared by the Stoneham defender. Oh, big steal by Road. Oh, comes right outside. It will be one of these, Skate Doc, which will be defensive possession at the 25.
And we will apologize, viewers. We do not have the Stoneham roster. We did not have one available to us, so you get a lot of numeric identification, but that's about it today for Stoneham.
Possession for Stoneham here. It's number 9 for Stoneham, just outside the zone. Kate Walker looks like we'll be starting this off for Frontier. Right up to Rowan Riley. Rowan's going to be getting this possession. Possession for Frontier. Great strike. Oh, that's
looked like Macy might have got the stick up high on that one.
It will be white possession. The umpires are just changing where the ball was to start. That possession ball was to start. It needs to be lined up to where that infraction happened, where they start off more in the middle of the field. So now they're going to have to start more in line with where the ball was going from the first shot. It will be number 6 for Stoneham here to start this possession. Number 6 with a good strike down. It was a foot by Rowan Riley. Possession for number 9, Stoneham. This is what Stoneham was looking for, to get a little bit offensive possession. Amelia Bouchard with the breakup, and Amelia wins that possession. Huge strike down the field. Oh, just barely makes it out of bounds. It will be Stoneham ball. But you can see how that changes the side of the field, Skate Doc, and brings it down on the offensive side of the ball here.
No, you're right, Coach.
You're going to see that a lot. Amelia's been very strong back there defensively and able to clear that out. Haley with the big steal over to Macy. Macy, she's got skill and speed. Great defensive play again by that Stoneham defender. Backward sweep, shot on net, big save by the goaltender for Stoneham. Coming through another corner.
That was a big kick save by the Stoneham goalkeeper.
That was one of my favorite types of shots in the sport, Skate Doc, that reverse backward sweep. You turn that around, you get great wood on it, and an unbelievable save by the goaltender. And then it became a foot infraction for Stoneham defenders. So we'll be Rowan Riley to insert. You can see Coach Missy has moved her possession around a little bit. She's going to try a little bit different on the insert here. Ball to the top of the circle to Amelia Bouchard. Amelia with the shot. Just doesn't get through. Good defensive by the Stoneham player, and clears it out the half wall to slow that play down.
Good bid through traffic by Frontier.
It will be possession on Frontier as they're continuing to build this pressure. One shot on goal so far this game. This has been one of the strong suits of Frontier. When they do get the ball down on this side of the field, they have a lot of skill and a lot of speed. But both teams have never seen each other, as we stated earlier. And Stoneham's got some great defensive plays, very strong with their sticks defensively, and build that strong wall to not let the ball through the circle. But Macy with the possession comes through. That will be the fourth corner in this first quarter, Skate Doc.
Yeah, and quickly looking at the Stoneham schedules, we talked about playing a variety of higher division opponents this year. Quick glance, no calculator involved. It looks like they've scored 8 goals all season.
And that would kind of fall into line with that 1-11-6 record. But like you said, don't let that record blind you of really how this team can play. Ball inserted in, come to the top to Amelia Bouchard. Amelia to cross over to Addie Harrington. Addie through to the circle. Shot on net. Oh, just doesn't make it through. Another great defensive play. Addie Harrington's going to try to cross again here. And she does, and that will be another foot infraction for the 5th corner for Frontier. Skate Doc, you can see Coach Missy across the way throwing up her instructions to her team on what possession she'd like to throw here. It's really going to have to come down. This is the 5th corner. These are opportunities you must execute, particularly in a state playoff game.
No question about it. Play looks a little different this time, Coach.
Over to Elsa Brown. Elsa coming around. Reverse sweep. Ball there. Shot coming through. There it is, and it looks like it is a goal for Frontier. Off of that possession. We talked about the 5th corner. They needed to execute. Play broke down just a little bit, but Elsa Brown made that great pass onto the corner. We'll get the official score, who that was, but the score is 1-0 for your Lady Redhawks.
Yeah, and as we were talking about, Coach, the corners is such a golden opportunity. It was just a matter of time before the Lady Redhawks were able to deliver on that, and they certainly came through. They've been close before, but they really just stormed the Stoneham net that time.
And this is what Frontier does. They, like we talked about, they have this very potent offense, and when you give them time and space, they do like to execute and bury it. Ball across, another shot on net, save! Another save! 2 fantastic saves by the goalkeeper there. Again, apologize, we don't know her name, but fantastic saves by the goaltender. That's her 4th shot on net already this game, with 3 saves.
And I would estimate we're probably only about halfway through the first quarter.
Would be possession for Frontier as Rowan Riley starts to begin. Rowan with possession. Little spinorama through the middle. Possession still for Frontier. Rowan Riley still battling for that possession against number 12 from Stoneham.
Good battle.
Good defensive play here, and that will be a hack by Rowan. Good play again by that same defender we see with that orange stick and orange shoes. She's been extremely busy defensively. Once we can catch her number, we'll certainly put that out there. But at Skate Talk, I do think that is number 4. But we'll see as the possession changes over here. Strong defender for the Stoneham team.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. They've been really right on. And as you said, the goalkeeper with 4 big shots already. She's going to be busy this afternoon, Coach.
It looks that way. Rowan Riley wins that position, foot on number 6 for Stoneham. Ball trying to come through, and there's that player again with the orange stick and orange shoes. I think I was wrong with saying number 4 earlier. It is a number 3 for Stoneham. Playing fantastic so far. If I was looking at one player from that side of the field, she's been all over the place, really involved, and given all the effort she can as a student athlete for that Stoneham Spartans team. Possession for Stoneham, broken up by Elsa Brown. After one toe drag up to Macy. Macy, top of the circle, sweeps it in. Oh, just outside. Was trying to connect there with Ashley Galinsky. Ashley just missed that pass. Fantastic creativity there with that sweep. Will be possession for Stoneham on the 15.
Great steal there.
Stoneham with possession. Pass it back. Oh, broken up there. Oh, Ashley almost made that breakup. Good play by the defender from Stoneham. Lauren Kalinowski now on the ball. Lauren loses possession, but stays engaged as the Stoneham player passes it through. Lauren Kalinowski with the big poke check. Elsa Brown says, I'll come and help. And Stoneham player sweeps it right next to us, Skate Doc. We can almost catch that ball right here. Defended very well by Addie Harrington. Addie Harrington with her speed. Get by the defender, and we have, looks like it will be a card against the defender. That is a green card against the Stoneham defender. So Skate Doc, that was for too much push, too much body. So she's gonna have to take a 2-minute break in the bad girl chair on the sideline, which gives Frontier a 1-player advantage for 2 minutes.
Well, you know, if there's such a thing as a good penalty, that had to be it, because Addie had a heck of a breakout there. Really had the entire right side of the pitch to herself.
Yes, we know sometimes we say sometimes the penalty is weird, but Addie breaks it through, comes right across to the backside. Ashley just bounced over a stick that could have been the Frontier gopher popping up. Shot on net, deflected through. Possession for Frontier. Rowan Riley, ball down to the top of the circle. It's another corner. That is the 6th corner on the quarter. Skate Doc.
Crazy amount, Coach, crazy amount.
That's usually what we see in about an entire game.
Sure.
But now we can see Coach throwing in what play she wants to run out as well. You can see the student athletes again in position. And Rowan Riley is just about ready to insert that ball once she hears that whistle from the official.
Frontier capitalized on the last corner. Can they do it again?
Every Frontier corner, it's got to be a goal. Up to Hallie Doucette, across to Ashley. Ashley with the shot through. Tip on net. Oh, just missed. Great setup. We've seen them run that play a few times this year where Rowan inserts it and sneaks to that off post. Try to gain possession. Everybody's eyes on top of the key. Try to get that tip in. Just didn't execute. It was very, very close. Stoneham possession.
Great strategy, and as I said, it worked out the last time, so you're certainly going to keep trying it.
Lauren Kalinowski with possession. Up to Elsa Brown. Getting down towards the end of the first quarter here. You can really hope that Frontier gets another corner. That's what they're going to be trying to do here in the last couple minutes, to try to gain possession down low and get another offensive corner out of the play.
Good steal by Rowan.
Up to Hallie. Hallie across. It's a foot, but stay in possession. Oh, Elsa with the big shot. Coming across, and there's that corner we were talking about, Skate Doc. As you get towards the end of the quarter, you want to try to get as much possession down on the offensive side as you can. And now they're going to set up for their 7th corner of this game. You can see a completely different lineup this time. Looks like they're going with the old jambalaya, Ruski on top of the key here, Doc.
Yeah, different setup this time.
We're going to see where this play is supposed to go through. We know they've been working on this play a lot in practice the last few weeks. Comes up top to Lauren Kalinowski. Lauren over to Elsa. Elsa with the shot. Just out of possession. Ashley Galinsky almost caught that pass. She would have had a complete direct shot with the goaltender, but it had a little bit of English on that ball. It's tough to keep possession.
And that's the thing that's kind of unpredictable. You know, it's not like a baseball with seams on it, smooth surface ball, but still it gets spinning and forget about it.
Never mind the bumps and bruises that are on the grass and on the play.
Most definitely.
Right, it adds a little bit extra flair, which is fantastic, even though this is the best grass field in the state. Great defensive play there by Mesa DeMea. Will be continued possession for Frontier. And Skate Doc, I believe that is the end of the first quarter.
I think you're right, Coach.
We sit at the score, the number 5 Frontier Lady Redhawks 1, the number 28 Spartans from Stoneham 0. And of course, Skate Doc, after every quarter, We always like to go over the stats of that quarter, and those stats are presented by all the sponsors for FCAT, which are Terrazas at the Country Club of Greenfield, Albere's Hearing Services, Holiday Pizza,
Oh boy,
Zach's Barbecue,
gotta love it.
Sugarloaf Hair Studio, Beard Sealing Services, and last but not least, the Gilmore Farrell Insurance Company. Thank you so much for your support. And Skate Doc, as we came in there, I know you like to keep the stats on the game, but can you go over how many corners and how many shots Frontier had that
7
quarter?
big corners, as we talked about during the commentary, Coach, and usually that's an entire game's worth. So it looks like the Lady Redhawks have the Spartans on their heels. The grass is worn out down at this end of the pitch. We're going to be turning to the left shortly. I don't know, do we alternate?
At halves.
At halftime. And total of 4 shots on goal, 3 huge saves by the Stoneham goalkeeper. And 1 quarter in the books, it's been all Frontier so far. And just hope they can keep the pace up, because a lot of times what's going to happen is with a lot of that legwork, a lot of that stick work, you tend to run out of gas, or suddenly there's a missed coverage. So I'm sure Coach Maher, and congratulations to Coach Missy Maher on her 300th win, by the way. I was not here for it, so congratulations to her. Huge milestone. But Coach Maher telling the squad right now that you got to keep this pressure up.
I think you're absolutely right there, and you can know the coach from Stoneham. We've been in both of these positions before. You know the coach from Stoneham is saying, we knew this is how the first quarter was going to go. We need to defend. We need to hold our ground. And if we continue playing our game and work on those turnovers and try to make some fast breaks, that's how we're going to get back into this game. But I think you're right. I think Coach Maher is saying continue pushing on that offensive pressure. And on the same side, Stoneham saying let's bend but don't break. But let's start getting the ball back down into the offensive side.
Yeah, and so far so good, as they say. I look back to ice hockey in 2023, and Stoneham has one coming.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And they will start possession for the second quarter here, and we'll get deeper into that as this game progresses as well. But Stoneham with possession on back, you're going to see they're going to try to bring it right down, but broken up right away by the Frontier defender. That was Macy DeMaio. Will be possession. Elsa Brown with the ball. Trying to again turn that quick break back over. Broken up by the Stoneham defender. Will be possession for that same Stoneham defender. It was a little infraction by Elsa Brown. Number 9 from Stoneham brings it through. Here's some of those fast breaks they're trying to accomplish, but Lauren Kalinowski does the patented Kalinowski spinorama to move out of that play.
The first time I saw her do that was probably 2 or 3 years ago, and she's only gotten better since then.
It's unbelievable. In possession for Frontier, right up to Macy. Macy makes a move. You got to watch out. She's got lots of skill and space. The leading goal scorer for Frontier. You give her that opportunity, she's going to bury it.
Good defensive play by number 8.
Number 8 again. That's who it is. Orange 6. It was number 8 skate doc. So double the number 4 we were saying earlier. That's because she's playing doubly as strong defensively.
Ocho.
Coming across Addie Harrington. That's a foot infraction, so it will be possession for Frontier. It's inside the area, so the ball has to go 5 yards before it can enter the circle. Rowan Riley makes it 5 yards. Her own little hand jukes, tries to pressure it through. Good defensive play there by number 15 from Stoneham. Rowan Riley up to Hallie Kaplan-Doucette. Just a little bit too much spin on that again. Hit Hallie's foot. Will be possession at the 15 here for Stoneham. Stoneham trying to exit the zone here. Number 9 for Stoneham. Backward sweep herself. Ball just out of bounds, and she gave her one of these, which is her body went across the Frontier player running forwards. Oh, good break up there by the defender. You can see Frontier trying to keep this offensive pressure down here, Skate Doc.
Well, and this is a great observation, because not only is Frontier solid on offense, but their offensive players are defensively minded as well.
That's a huge part of their success this year. I know that was a big part that Coach Maher was putting into play this season, is all student athletes on the field at all times. Once that ball drops, there is no forward, no midfield, and no defenseman. You get out there and do the job.
Absolutely, and this is one of the rare times that Stoneham's got the ball across the midfield line.
Lauren Kalinowski gets possession.
And just as suddenly back into, well, now it'll go back into the Stoneham zone.
Lauren with the insert as the possession. Right up to Macy. Macy with the toe drag. Up to Hallie. Oh, Hallie was trying to feed Addie there. So she was trying to do, just couldn't get the ball there. Rowan Riley with the good defense was a foot infraction. Will be possession We're going to see Stoneham try to really pull the ball down now, try to get it down into the circle of Frontier, try to create some type of offense. There's another foot infraction for Frontier on Hallie Kaplan-Doucette and Skate Doc. This game sometimes is a chess match. You can see they're methodically moving the ball down, trying to get it deeper and deeper into the Frontier territory.
Great way to look at it.
Gone through.
Little gains made.
Broken up again by Amelia Bouchard, but possession back for Stoneham. The big shot, Amelia with the tip down. Toe drag herself, far side, good clear out over to. That looks like Ashley Galinsky on the ball over there, just missed that pass. Now Stoneham's got possession, the closer to the circle they've been so far this game, Skate Doc.
Amelia fought off two offensive players there. Great play by Amelia.
You're going to love seeing the movement off the ball defensively from Frontier as well. Great view from that on this side, which helps Elsa steal that ball, gain possession back, top of the 25. It will be a foot infraction on Stoneham. Possession for Frontier. Looks like Nora Sloan will start the ball on the possession. Defended hard there by number 1 from Stoneham. Ball right back to Nora. Back and forth we go. A little ping pong action. Just trying to gain possession. Lauren again with the spinorama. Caused the infraction by Stoneham. But then it was a turnover there by Lauren. Good play by number 9 for Stoneham. Gets the ball through the circle. Nora Sloan with the big defensive play to break that out. Ball almost into the circle. Now Hallie Kaplan, she's got speed and skill as well. She's one of our pit bulls. You let her get going, she doesn't stop. Speed continuing. Passing up to Addie Harrington on the half wall. Again, going to use that speed. Going to try to cross it across. Good defensive play. Ball gets there. Oh, shot attempt right there out of the air by Macy DeMaio, just wide.
Great rush by Haley. Great rush. As you said, pit bull, no question about it.
It will be possession here for Stoneham. They're going to try to exit the zone. Misfire by Stoneham. Hallie back to Addie. Oh, good way to recover from that mistake. But here we go again. Ashley Galinsky into the circle. Trying to make a move around. She makes the move, coming through. Shot on net, saved by the Stoneham goaltender. First shot of the second quarter was a big save to keep this game 1-0. But Lauren Kanowski steals that ball, gets it into the circle. Ashley coming through. Good defended play there again by the Stoneham defense. Skate Dog, you can see that wall they have set up there. Not trying to let that ball through to the opposite side and just trying to clear the ball out of the circle.
You know, I think the only way to describe it is it's almost desperation at this point. They're just really doing whatever they can to try and extinguish Frontier's rally.
And as a result of that, all those defenders in the box, we did have another foot infraction in the circle. So this will be the first corner of the second quarter for Frontier. Rowan Riley about to insert. See the execution here, up to Macy. Back down to Rowan. Rowan across to Hallie. Good defensive play. Foot infraction on Hallie right there. She tried to gain possession. Almost perfection of that execution there. Well defended by the Stoneham defense. Possession up to the far side. Number 14 from Stoneham being defended by Lauren Kalinowski. Ball's passed through, past Nora Sloan. Stoneham on the fast break. Amelia Bouchard steps up with the big breakup and passes the ball up to the other side to Ashley Galinsky, over to Mason DeMaio with the toe drag in the regroup. Foot infraction for Stoneham. Elsa Brown on the possession. Elsa to the top of the key. Right on down to Ashley Galinsky. Wearing that one of those captain bands. Ashley on the ball. Good defensive play there, but Lauren Kanowski says we'll take it back. Right back down to Ashley in the far corner.
Nice job keeping it in. No, I guess it went over. Sorry.
Was a great effort. Just did not keep it in. Must have just been just that half an inch or so outside the line. But it will be possession for number 8, the Ocho for Stoneham. Pass the ball up the line. Nora Sloan with the ball to Elsa Brown. Another strong defensive play, a little bit of extra body there. Officials deem that possession for Frontier. It's going to be a rainbow here to Addie Harrington. Addie with the ball. Will be possession for Frontier. That's the second time 25. That's another warning for that push. Just Addie's got that speed. It's so hard to defend. Addie into the circle. Across the Hallie. Shot going on net. And it will be the second corner of this quarter. And you can see across the way, coach is pulling the possession, pulling the play she wants pulled up. We'll see what type of formation we have here. Skate Doc, what do you think so far this second quarter?
Well, Frontier once again dominating. Stoneham has briefly gotten into the Frontier end of the pitch, but the stalwart defense, Amelia's been lights out, and as soon as it gets in, pretty much comes back the other way. Stoneham certainly on their heels here, Coach.
And with the insert from Rowan up to Amelia on top of the circle, Amelia with the shot, defended very well by the Stoneham defender. Amelia just took a half a second too long to get that off. That number 8 is very strong defensively. Was able to get out there and get that stick in the lane. We'll be up top here at the 25 for Elsa Brown. Ball's got to go 5, which it does on to down to Rowan. Rowan with the cross. To Addie. Addie through to Haley. Oh, good defensive play again. But Macy with the ball. Defended well by number 8. Lots of action. Lauren Kanowski wins the possession. Oh, good defensive play again by number 8. She's been all over there defensively. I'd love to get her name at halftime if we can, Skate Doc, but she's been absolutely the best player on the field for Stoneham so far.
No doubt, defensive star of the game for sure, Coach.
Oh, what a spinorama by Macy to the top of the circle. Shot through. Just didn't get there. You can see 7, 8 defenders in Stoneham in front of the goal just trying to keep the ball from gaining its way to the goaltender.
Sheer panic.
Absolute panic. And I tell you, you don't see very often 7, 8, 9 defenders down underneath the circle defensively. But I think Stoneham figured out they're going to need to do something to slow down this Frontier offense. But with the steal, Addie with the ball.
Great job keeping it in.
Was a great job. Up to the top to Elsa. Elsa with the shot. That hit some feet. Referee's letting him play on. Passed on. Ball through. Oh, almost shot got through there. Well defended. You did see there was a foot infraction there, Skate Doc. But if the official believes that the offensive team has better possession of the ball than a corner would give, then it's that referee's discretion to let the game play on. So at that moment there, the official down on the far side felt that Frontier offense had more possession than not.
And certainly a good non-call by the official there.
And it will be possession on the far side. Number 8 from Stoneham will begin this possession on the far side, right on the line. And you can see Stoneham's going to try to muster something up here after that big defensive flurry. They're going to try to get some type of offense going, but broken up by Nora Sloan. Oh, will be possession as a hack on up, balls into the circle. Will be a corner for Stoneham. Their first offensive burst of this game. Skate Doc, again, you call it a chess game. This team knows the schedule they've had, the teams they played, be very defensive. But when you get these opportunities, these are when you need to execute on the Stoneham side as well.
And that's the magic word. You can't give a team, regardless of their record, any opportunities. So this will be interesting to see how this first corner works out for them.
Insert comes in. Elsa's usually the first person out. She is. Elsa defensively gets crossed over. Ball up high. And it is executed by Stoneham. On the first shot of the game by Stoneham, great tip in front of the net. Fantastic execution on that corner. Ball to the top. Crossed over right to left. Shot through. I didn't see who got that stick on the ball, but tipped right over our goaltender, Brooke Charest. We now have a 1-1 game about halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah, it was huge. As we said, you didn't want to see that opportunity turn out that way for Stoneham, but very opportunistic. They made it happen. And
great execution when they got that chance. Right, we have 9 corners for Frontier with 1 goal, 1 corner for Stoneham with 1 goal. You can see how important those corners are every game, never mind in a state playoff game. But Elsa Brown up to Hallie. Hallie coming through with a fast break on their own, a 3-on-2. Ball cleared out by the Stoneham defender. But Lauren Kalinowski on the ball. Will be Frontier ball. Lauren on the half line. About to insert from the far half wall. Elsa Brown with the ball to the top. Cuts it through into the circle. That will be possession for Frontier at the 25. I can see that's Brenna Fahey, number 13, is now on the field offensively for Frontier. Will be insert here from Elsa Brown. Elsa back to Amelia Bouchard. Amelia with the strike. Oh, well defended again by number 8, top of the circle. Brenna Fahey retrieves that ball against that strong defender, number 8. Brenna with the crossover herself. Brings it through into the circle. Oh, another great defensive play by Stoneham. They're bringing, again, 7, 8, 9 defenders into that circle, Skate Doc.
It's amazing to see. They know that they have to play a solid defensive game, Coach, and anytime they get an offensive break, they are going to take advantage of it.
If we've seen nothing from this Frontier team throughout the season, though, even though Stoneham's got their own version of Ruby going on right now, Coach has 300 wins for into the circle, Haley across. Oh! Brenna Fahey in the far side just missed the far side off post. She tried to get that stick on it, tried to open up those hips. So close for Brenna there, but it will be possession for Stoneham.
Heck of a bid there. Ball bounced last minute, just couldn't tap it in.
Stoneham on the far side trying to clear. They get it up past the 25. Nora Sloan with the ball. Will be possession for Frontier. Nora to start. Push it right on down to Brenna Fahey. Brenna with the ball, cuts herself. Little toe drag herself. Good, defended very strong. Will be foot infraction on Lauren Kalinowski. Possession for Stoneham. As they start their possession, Brenna Fahey gets a stick on the ball, tries to break it up. Lauren Kalinowski says, I'll help you, Brenna. Passes it right back to her. Brenna with the speed on her far side. Oh, defended extremely well by that Stoneham defender. Lots of body contact, clean, hard play there by the defender.
Made sure she was protecting the ball the whole time.
Lauren Kalinowski spinorama again. Gets the ball. That strong wall from Stoneham on the 25 is really slowing down this offense of Frontier. Playing a very opportunistic game, and so far it's working for Stoneham as it's 1-1 with roughly 5 to 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Rowan Riley right next to us again, defended well by Stoneham. Will be possession for Frontier. Rowan to start that possession. Ball through the legs to Hallie.
Nicely done.
Hallie trying to get it up to Addie. She does. Ball put into the circle. Oh, defended very well there by Stoneham. Elsa Brown with the ball. Gets a shot on that. Another big save by the Stoneham goaltender. Third save of the quarter. Addie says, bring that back in. Crosses it through. Oh, just again bouncing over sticks. That Frontier gopher on the far side, and that is the first half. I was a little off of my time. I said 5 minutes was about 15 seconds.
Fastest 5 minutes of my life, Coach.
But I tell you what, Skate Doc, the number 28 Stoneham Spartans and the number 5 Frontier Lady Redhawks are tied after the first half, 1-1, here at the Division IV MIAA State Tournament.
And as we said, you can't judge the book by the cover, nor can you judge a club by its 111-6 record. The defense for Stoneham is just borderline amazing. Obviously, they've had to craft that all season long. They've certainly done a good job with it, and for lack of a better term, have probably flustered the Lady Redhawks quite a bit so far with that enormous number of corners so far, and only able to capitalize on one. Stoneham, on the other hand, only had one, made it count, and we've got a tie game.
We sure do, Skate Doc, and I tell you what, at the end of the half, we're going to have to go over our stats, and now you're our stat guy. But again, as always, our stats are presented by our sponsors for FCAT Media. That is Terrazas at the Country Club of Greenfield, Albert's Hearing Services, Holiday Pizza, Zach's Barbecue, Sugarloaf Hair Studios, Baird Ceiling Services, and last but not least, the Gilmore and Farrell Insurance. Thank you so much for your support so we can bring this fantastic FCAT Media to not only those locally, but all of our fans worldwide as well. And Skate Doc, how do we end up for stats in that first half?
First half, we've got 10 big corners. 4 Frontier, able to capitalize on one. Just the one for Stoneham, and they certainly capitalized on that. Just a very opportunistic play, and as we said during the action, ball just rolled over the Frontier goalkeeper. A little bit of a misfortune there. Certainly, hats off to Stoneham because they've spent, I'd have to say at least 80% of that first half in their own zone.
I would agree with you, Skate Doc, on that. We know the student athletes and coaches are going to take a few-minute break. You and I are going to be back in a few minutes as well. We're going to just take in some of this glorious fall foliage here in Deerfield, Massachusetts. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in a few minutes to start the second half of this round of 32 MIA Division IV state tournament game. Welcome back to the second half of this round of 32 MIA Division IV State Championship Tournament between the number 5 ranked Frontier Lady Redhawks and the number 28 Stoneham Spartans. The score is 1-1. Tie game here, Skate Doc, as we start the second half.
Yeah, and the sides have changed ends. A largely untracked pitch to our left, Coach. As we said during the break, I think we expect Stoneham to continue playing that defensive game that they've been playing, and the Lady Redhawks just need to capitalize. They need to keep forcing the play and perhaps force Stoneham into some mistakes.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think they're going to have to continue this forecheck. As you can see, there's no Stoneham offensive players down. All 11 student athletes from Stoneham are down on the defensive side as the ball comes to the circle. But if I know Coach Missy, I know she's going to say to the girls during halftime there, a little bit extra effort and dedication here now. That's how you're going to have to break this wall. You're going to have to find a way to get more shots on net. As Stoneham turns the ball back over, brings it back down to the offensive side here. Defended very well by Frontier. That's Amelia Bouchard, and then the clear up. Ball brought back down into the Frontier area. Through the middle. Ball coming through. Amir through the middle. Up to the side here to Ashley Galinsky. Ashley's got a lot of speed and skill as well. Ashley with some wall up here, defended by that number 8, as we've talked about. All over the field for Stoneham.
Here, there, and everywhere.
Lauren Kalinowski to begin here. I don't think we're going to see a spinorama right here, but that would be awesome if we did. Up to Hallie. Hallie coming through. Was a foot infraction, but the officials thought Stoneham had better. Oh, I apologize. They did not let it play on. They called the foot infraction, which again was the right call.
Didn't know we had delayed calls here.
Well, again, sometimes they allow them to play through if they think they have better possession. The back umpire did not believe that, so it will be possession for Stoneham at the 50. Stoneham bringing the ball through. It's a foot on Frontier, but play on. Ball into the circle. Brooke with the defending save, pushing it out. First shot of the second half goes to Stoneham. Ball back into the circle, cleared by defender Amelia Bouchard. Up to Hallie. Hallie's coming through. Over to Macy. Macy with the ball up the half line. Turn that stick over, using that paddle as she should. Passing it up. Oh, good try. Love the read there. Great defensive play as well.
Great hustle by Macy.
Hacked there by the defender from Stoneham on Ashley Galinsky, and that was great effort by Ashley. Elsa's going to start this ball. Going to try to get it into the circle. Big drive coming in. Gets it into the circle. Gets through. Addie Harrington with the ball on net. Oh, hits the. Oh, wow. What action down there, Skate Talk. Great shot on goal by Addie. Hits the post.
Hit the post.
Goaltender then makes the save off the post, and the ball ends up out of bounds.
Tim Thomas style. Flopped all over there.
They don't ask how, do they?
You got that right.
Unbelievable action as Elsa tries to bring the ball back in. Defended extremely well by Stoneham. Stoneham to forward coming through. They have some speed. This is going to be part of that game that they're going to have to figure out, as they don't have any offensive defenders down here, but they reconsidered, and they now have plenty of Stoneham players down here. Elsa decides to clear it out. Oh, number 8 once again. Great skill. Foot infraction, though, on number 8 from Stoneham. Hats off to her so far this game.
No doubt we've seen shots at both ends of the pitch here early in the second half.
Lauren Kanowski to stop possession. A lot more back and forth so far at the beginning of the second half than the entire first, as both teams are trying to gain that. That is a hack on number 8. It will be possession for Frontier. Lauren Kanowski starts that possession. Comes through. Gains possession. Lauren Spinorama. Back to Amelia Bouchard. Amelia being defended very strongly. Elsa Brown took her spot in the place, played very well. Defended strong here by Frontier, but Stoneham gets the ball through. Again, Nora, strong defensive play, not letting that ball into the circle. Back and forth they go, battling up, ball into the circle for Stoneham. Coming through. Rowan Riley, great defensive play to clear that ball out, and it will be a hack on the Stoneham player. Fantastic defensive play from Frontier, as Stoneham is starting to show a little life offensively here, Skate Doc.
Yeah, Frontier all the way around there. Started with Amelia battling off 2 players here, and then by the time it got down, the defense remained really sturdy for the Lady Redhawks.
Macy, up spinorama, foot infraction there on Macy. She's got such great stick skill. Amelia's going to start this ball. Well, with the drive, just took too much chunk there. That was we'd call that in golf, or a little too much chunky there.
Maybe left a divot?
No, just a little bit. Looks like coach has made a little bit of a positional change as well. Ball coming through. Addie Harrington into the circle. That's going to be possession for Frontier right outside the circle. Looks like Coach Mars made another positional change, with Amelia Boucher up to midfield and Elsa Brown back to defense. That infraction there, Skate Doc, was the ball was under the 25. Frontier had possession, but Frontier did not go 5 yards before entering the circle. You have to get that 5 yards before you can go offensive into the circle.
Good observation.
Ball through. Addie Harrington up with the ball. Battling through. Amelia to the top of the circle. Number 8 there again defensively for Stoneham. Foot infraction on Frontier. Possession Stoneham. Trying to exit the zone, and Frontier's trying to keep that pressure down. Rowan Riley with the possession. Up to Addie Harrington.
Good pass.
Addie's with that speed. She's coming through. Going to look to cross. Top of the circle. It's a shot on net. It's a goal. Ashley Galinsky with the backdoor one-timer. Fantastic play there. Addie with the speed down the side, crosses the ball over, and Ashley Galinsky buries that ball to make it 2-1 Frontier.
Play got started beautifully on the right side. Pass across, came through. It looked like one of the Frontier women was right there to tap it in. Let it go. Finally it ended up, boom, back of the net, 2-1 Frontier.
That's the offensive output that you're looking to see here from the Lady Redhawks, but Stoneham says we'll come right back at you here. Tries to bring the ball down, cleared out by up to Rowan Riley. Stoneham keeps possession.
Stoneham has opened up their game a little more here in the second half, Coach.
They have. Now they're down 2-1. They're gonna have to continue opening up more and more, but here's that speed by Addie again. Being defended strong by number 8. Addie with that speed coming through. Turns the defender, and we have a corner for Frontier on that speed. But I agree, looks like Stoneham's starting to open up a little bit. It's going to be hard for them to put some goals in the net if they're keeping all 11 players down below the circle, so they're going to have to start opening that play up. But we have another corner.
Well, you're
here
absolutely
for Frontier.
You're absolutely right on that, and you know they're going to have to take chances. And now that they're down by 1, they're really going to have to take some chances because the second half is going to fly by before you know it.
Ball's top to Hallie Kaplan-Doucette. Hallie on over to Macy. Macy with the shot through. Possession for Frontier. Come through. Oh, that's going to be a stick infraction, I believe, on Frontier, as that stick on the follow-through came a little bit high onto the defender from Stoneham. Possession for Stoneham. But that's the pressure you like to see here so far for the Lady Redhawks, as we're roughly halfway through the third quarter. Ball up top. Rowan defending against the Stoneham player. Stoneham gets it through. Elsa breaks the ball up. Right on over to Lauren Kalinowski. Lauren gets the ball down into the circle. Here's that number 8 from Stoneham. Once again, huge play. Nora with the play. Nora ball into the circle to Hallie. Hallie has possession. Good defensive play by Stoneham. Smart play to get that out right onto the half line. Lauren Kalinowski retrieves the ball. Gets it down the side to Ashley. Just outside the boundary lines.
Stoneham kept it in here in the corner, and it was almost a dangerous play because Frontier was able to get a hold of it and just couldn't quite get the composite on it.
Rowan with the ball as a turnover from Stoneham. That will be possession for Frontier. The ball's got to go 5 yards as it does, up to Amelia Bouchard. The bouncy ball did not get full composite on that one either, Skate Doc. Elsa defending against 7 from Stoneham. Good back check there. Great back check there by Kate Walker. Amelia Bouchard with that ball up to Hallie. Number 8 steals the ball from Stoneham. Trying to bring possession back down here for the Stoneham Spartans. Amelia Bouchard with the possession. That will be considered dangerous on Stoneham, so it will be possession for Frontier. Elsa looking for a rainbow herself. Right on over. Got Addie speed. Oh, great defensive play there by the defender.
Oh, it sure was.
Addie was gone if that ball got through. She steeps possession, so she keeps on it. Addie tries to get into the circle. She does. Right there to Macy. Defended extremely well by the defender there for Stoneham. Foot infraction on Macy DeMaio within the circle.
So not only was this a solid defensive play by Stoneham, was number 12 out here, but number 8, let's go, the grade 8, like Ovechkin, the grade 8 was right there to back her up.
She's been everywhere for Stoneham so far this game. But Rowan Riley steals the ball. Will be a foot infraction on Stoneham. Rowan with possession up to Addie in the far corner. Being defended by that Stoneham defender. I'm sorry, I can't see the number from this far. Will be possession for Frontier. Rowan Riley's going to start this possession.
Wind has changed directions. It's in our face now.
Rowan with the ball across. Into the circle. Macy with the ball in the circle.
Big battle.
Lots of 6 battle going on. Shot going through. Shot on net. Save. by
Oh,
the
what a
goaltender.
save.
It looks like it will now be a corner after all of that mayhem. the fourth corner after two more fantastic saves by the Stoneham goaltender. And this is where you really like to see Frontier Redhawks execute on this corner here. Skate Dock up 2-1 with roughly 4 minutes to go in the quarter. Firing one here would be a great way to go to the fourth quarter up by two.
Now, is that Eastern Standard Time or Daylight Savings Time?
Yes,
Coach?
sir.
All right.
We have to change them back tonight, do we not?
Yes, we
Shot
do.
through by Elsa.
Oh, what a block.
Foot infraction. What a great shot by Elsa. Tried to be tipped in. Blocked down defensively by the Stoneham player. Possession for Stoneham. Oh, Macy with the interception. Macy trying to put the ball through. Stoneham with the ball, top of the circle. Addy with the steal and the chip. Coming through. Will be a corner again for the Larry Redhawks. Fifth corner of this quarter. And Skate Dock, we can't talk about it enough how important it is to execute in the state playoffs when you have your 10, 15, 16th corner of the day.
Unbelievable.
They need to bury one here.
Yeah, it's a must. Must right here.
Insert coming in from Rowan inserts the ball up to Macy DeMaio. Macy pushes the ball through to Hallie. Hallie with the backspin. Shot on net. That's a goal for Frontier.
That's
right,
huge.
Right as we talked about. Great, fantastic finish. Again, difficult to see who buried that with all that action, but that's how you need to execute near the end of a quarter to put you up 3-1 with 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Looked like the Stoneham goalkeeper had it in her feet and just couldn't get the heels together to keep it out. But a huge goal for Frontier.
Possession now for Stoneham with roughly 2 minutes to go here in the quarter. Possession for Frontier, trying to bring it back down, trying to gain possession of that circle for maybe one more corner attempt for this third quarter. Hallie with the ball, bring it down to the circle. Defended well by the grade 8, but Addy across the middle. Shot on net, saved by Stoneham. Another rebound coming across. Frontier putting that pressure on Skate Dock.
Another huge kick saved by the goalkeeper.
She's been very, very busy so far this game. 10 shots on net already, Skate Dock.
That is a busy afternoon at the office.
Will be Stoneham's possession coming in. Referee says still in bounds. Lauren Kaunowski with the ball. Ashley Galinsky keeping that ball in play. She beats the defender. Entering the circle. Ball through to the side. Defended very well by number 15 for Stoneham. Will be possession for Frontier. Rowan Riley with the ball. Back to Kate Walker. Will be possession for Frontier. Elsa Brown is going to try to get this ball back in the circle again here to try to gain another corner before this quarter ends. We're under a minute to go in the quarter. Ball into the circle. Oh, that was called it dangerous as Addy went to shoot the ball, missed the ball, and stick came through. So that'll be possession for the Stoneham Spartans.
It's been a good setup on the play. Nice floating rainbow over there.
That it was.
Couldn't finish the play.
That it was. Defended by Stoneham. Up to Amelia Boucher on top of the circle. Amelia gets the ball back into the circle. A lot of action going on. Oh, that's going to be considered another dangerous against Frontier as we near the end of the third quarter. Ball turned back over. Rowan Riley up to Addie Harrington. Foot infraction on Addie. Slows down the play as the wind continues to pick up here in Deerfield. Rowan Riley gains possession, gets it back into the circle. Possession for Frontier. And we have that corner that we were talking about.
It was a good battle right there.
This will be another time to execute on that corner as this quarter, we're going to hear the buzzer go. But as you know, Skate Dock, in field hockey, we still finish the play when there's a corner at the end of a quarter. I have not heard that horn blow yet, but it's got to be getting close.
No doubt, Frontier able to capitalize on the last corner. Can they do it again?
As they insert the ball to the top to Macy DeMaio. Macy over to Hallie. Oh, good defense by number 8, but that's another corner as it hit her foot inside the circle. You see Coach calling in her play. The Lady Redhawks are getting in position for the 7th corner of this quarter already as well. Ball up to the top to Macy DeMaio. Macy over to Hallie. Hallie gets the ball through. Shot on net. Save. And it's a goal for Frontier.
Big goal.
Near the end of the 3rd quarter. Way to finish and execute. As the buzzer blew right before that quarter started, Skate Doc. Huge goal to end the 3rd quarter to put the Lady Redhawks up 4, the Stoneham Spartans 1.
That was a huge quarter for the Lady Redhawks. 3 big markers there really set the tone. Stoneham had opened up the game a little bit more in that quarter. Didn't really come back to bite them, but eventually all those corners were going to, and they sure did.
Yeah, we talked about as they set up that wall, you're going to have to get possession, get the ball through, or at least hit a foot or something in that circle. And I'll tell you, watching the Lady Redhawks be able to execute on those corners is something that we always like to see, particularly here in state playoff games. But as we end up every quarter, we like to go over our stats, which are always presented by our sponsors of FCAT Media. And those sponsors are Albert Hearing Services, Holiday Pizza, Zach's Barbecue, Terrazas at the Country Club of Greenfield, Sugarloaf Hair Studios, Beard Sealing Services, and last but not least, the Gilmore and Farrell Insurance. Skate Doc, how do we look at for stats that quarter?
7 big corners for the Lady Redhawks, able to capitalize. 2 on the corners, 1 non-corner for the 3rd goal of the quarter. Frontier up 4-1 in a good position here, but they can't rest on their laurels. They have to continue applying the pressure, but at this point, they know that they don't need to score any more goals to win this game.
And if you're the Stoneham coach, you know you can say, look at the teams we've played. We've been in this position before, right? They're down by 3 goals with 15 minutes to go in this game. I'm going to assume we're going to start to see a bit more trying to drive the ball down and just get the ball offensively, remove all those defenders out of the defensive side of the ball here, and really just start to try to create some offense. And Frontier has got to really start to be ready for that change.
I agree completely. This is going to turn into the Wild West because unlike Frontier that doesn't need to score anymore, at this point anyway, Stoneham must. They need a minimum of 3 to extend the play, and Frontier's got to realize that. Frontier's got to be ready to play a solid defensive 4th quarter, and good things are going to happen. If I can borrow one of our other phrases.
Absolutely, and you know this is where they're at right now. You want to be here in the state playoffs against this Stoneham Spartan team, which we go back a handful of years, Skate Doc. We have had a nice friendly with them, if you want to call it a nice friendly. But we were in the opposite sides of this, right? When we had to go to Stoneham on the ice. And that was another one of those games where Stoneham had 5 wins that season. We had 17.
Yeah.
We had to go down to Stoneham. But so far, with a 3-goal win, with a 3-goal lead right now, potentially a little retribution coming back from the Lady Redhawks.
And I'm just going to throw out there the winner of this game will get to play the winner of the Seekonk and Carver game. It's going to happen at 5 o'clock this afternoon.
You know, whoever wins this game is going to certainly be watching that to see who they take on. And if it is Frontier, the game will be here as Frontier will host round 2. We'll see how the next 13 or so minutes of field hockey goes. Foot infraction on Frontier. Will be possession for the Spartans from Stoneham. Stoneham Spartans starting the ball outside the 15. See the pressure continue by Frontier, Skate Doc. I know you're about to say something there, but you can see Frontier's not stopping their style of game. They're continually bringing down that pressure offensively here.
Well, Ted, I noticed we've got 2 players back now. Earlier it was just 1, so we are doing our best to protect our end of the pitch. And I was going to say, it's been a very well officiated game so far. I always like to give props to the officials, regardless of the sport, and our 2 umpires today are doing a good job.
I couldn't agree more. It's not easy being an umpire, particularly in a game that has this high magnitude of state playoff contention. But the ball's into the circle. Hattie with the ball through. Another great save by the goaltender of Stoneham. But yes, the officials have done a fantastic job keeping this game moving along and making the calls when they're needed to be made. And on cue again, foot infraction. Official makes the call. Possession for Stoneham. Stoneham with the ball up to the half side. Number 12 from Stoneham, trying to create some offense, trying to bring it to the offensive side of the line. Ball's coming down, but Elsa in great position. Kind of like an onion there, Skate Doc. They got layers, right? You beat one defender, the next defender's there, and the next defender is there.
Just like an onion.
Or an ogre, if you're Shrek.
All right.
Possession ball through. Rowan Riley with the stick on the ball. Battling on the far side.
Another good battle.
Will be possession for Stoneham. That was a little bit too much body as Rowan went across the other player's stick. You're not allowed to come across when they're stick handling the ball there. Up, ball into the circle. Lauren Kanowski cleared that ball out to Ashley Galinsky. Ashley over the 25. Foot infraction, but the referee says play on as Frontier has possession. Ashley again with the ball. That was a come over the top hack. Will be possession for Frontier. Elsa looking for a rainbow. Rainbow right on over to Macy DeMeo.
Nice.
Macy coming down. She's got that cross move. She pulls it off. Shot on net. Tipped by Hallie. Another save by the goalkeeper. Eddie Harrington with a shot. Another save by the goaltender. Two great saves by the Stoneham goalkeeper to keep this a 3-goal game. And it will be possession for Frontier on the far half line. It will be Rowan Riley to begin this possession. Rowan with the ball. Flips it back into the circle. Defended very well by the grade 8 of Stoneham as she clears the ball out of the circle. Rowan re-steals ball back, enters the circle again. Just misfired. Could have been that Deerfield Gopher popping it set up again. Will be possession for Stoneham at the 15.
Stoneham had one player hanging back here. Just now the two Frontier defenders have gone back to cover that girl.
And when you're down by 3 with about 10 minutes to go left in the game, you got to start cherry picking a little bit, right? You got to look for that little bit of offensive push any way you can.
Floating in the neutral zone.
Yeah, sometimes in our sport, though, we've got players that like to do that and not come back. But we have possession for Stoneham. Stolen again by Haley Kaplan-Doucette across to Ashley Galinsky. Ashley with the ball. Another strong battle. Can't tell the number that is for Stoneham. Playing very strong defensively. Elsa Brown with the ball. Elsa with possession, top of the circle. She tries to drive in. Hallie Doucette, shot on net. Coming through. Oh, big save! Another come through. Oh, another tremendous save by the Stoneham goaltender. 4, 8, 10, 14 shots on her so far.
I think that one went in, didn't it?
It went in, but they called it. They called it infraction on the player for Frontier, and it's called it dangerous as they thought it was too high of a play at the time of attack. So the ball
Thanks,
did
Coach.
go.
My eyes don't work the way they used to.
The ball did go in, but it was an infraction right before that. As Amelia Bouchard steps up, gets it up to Lauren Kalinowski. Lauren with the ball through. Stoneham with possession. Macy DeMeo, ball up to Haley Kaplan-Doucette. Defended strongly there by the defender of Stoneham. There's that floater you were talking about from Stoneham. Broken up well by Amelia Bouchard. Turns around and foot infraction on Stoneham. Ball's coming through. Another broken up play there by Amelia Bouchard. Pass it over to Ashley Galinsky on the near side. Ashley coming through.
Amelia with a strong defensive game today, Coach.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Number 6 from Stoneham, just ball rode up her stick, got her kind of in the cheek. This is a scary situation, Skate Doc. This doesn't happen very often, but she's hustling back over to the bench now. But we're hoping that wasn't a chicklet, and hopefully it was a cheek, but that ball did ride up her stick there. And that ball is pretty hard, particularly on a cold day like today.
Round ball, round blade of the stick, anything can happen, and unfortunately sometimes they pop up like that.
She was able to exit the field okay. She's being attended by the training staff on the far side. It's definitely a scary, and again, hopefully it wasn't a chicklet. She will be subbed in right at this moment, it looks like, as she's still being attended to by the training staff. You hate to see that happen no matter who it is, where it is, any sport, particularly in high school sports. These student athletes put as much as they can into their craft. And you hate to see when anybody has any type of injury, particularly in a high school student athlete.
No, you're absolutely right. She's still being tended to on the far side. Number 16 came in to sub for her for Stoneham.
And we will watch for if number 6 does return for Stoneham. You can see she's definitely pleading her case to be able to get back into the game, which you gotta love to see, that competitive nature coming out in these student athletes. As Mason Demaya with the ball up to Haley. Haley up to Addie. Addie's turning on the Jets. Comes around the side. Cuts it through the middle. Good defensive play there by Stoneham.
What speed Addie has.
She does. She's got that chip and chase mentality very well. The ball's coming through into the circle. Will be Stoneham possession at the 15. As the wind continues to pick up here in South Deerfield, your Lady Redhawks are up 4 against the Spartans from Stoneham 1. We've got about 7 minutes to go, Skate Doc, in this game. You gotta like where Frontier sits at this moment.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. They've been equal defensively. Anytime Stoneham has had a breakout, they managed to thwart their effort. You know, once again, Stoneham into the Frontier end of the pitch, but Amelia's right there, and you know, suddenly it's going back the other way again.
Yeah, Stoneham had that one offensive flurry with that corner on their one shot of the game so far. Buried their opportunity. So we know when they do get their chances, what we've seen, that can be dangerous. Frontier's going to continue to play solid and strong and keep the ball on the offensive side of the 50 as the clock continues to tick down here for this round of 32 MIAA state championship game. The possession for Frontier as the grade 8 made a great defensive play, but then it was a foot infraction by Stoneham. Comes across. Brenna Fahey back in the game. Brenna putting the pressure on the ball. Rowan Riley again with possession. Elsa Brown through 2-3 Stoneham players.
Great battle.
Again, she came across the stick, which again slows down the play. Lets Frontier get back into the defensive mode. Coming through to the middle.
That's a big difference for them, slowing down the play. Once Stoneham advances into the offensive zone, pretty much any way to slow things down, it's going to be beneficial.
I couldn't agree more, especially with a 3-goal lead. You want to kind of get that clock bleeding if you can. Another foot infraction there on the Stoneham Spartans. You can see as this game continues to wind down, big drive-by. You can see the intensity slowing down just a little bit. 3-goal deficit's a tough one. And you know, some of the seniors from this Stoneham team, we've all been there before. We understand what that looks like, but take nothing away. You've had a fantastic 4 years of high school. Enjoy the rest of your winter and spring sports, and take nothing away of a fantastic season you had this year for the Lady Spartans. But Skate Doc, anything can happen. There's still roughly 5 minutes left in this game. What do you like to see Stoneham do to try to gain a little bit more offensive power here?
Just need to be aggressive, Coach. You know, we thought coming into the fourth quarter that they were going to exhibit that. Really haven't seen it, but again, you've got to give Frontier's defense a huge amount of credit, because it's like trying to advance through a brick wall, trying to get down towards the Frontier goal. And as you said, other than that one corner, defense for Frontier's been lights out today.
There we go, ball's getting into the top of the circle for Stoneham. Trying to get a little bit of that pizzazz like you talked about, but it will be possession for Frontier. And yeah, like we talked about at the top of this game, Skate Doc, this is probably the game style that Stoneham has played all year long. So they might not have had a lot of opportunities to really turn on the offensive, buttons, if you will. But, it's difficult to do so. But here we go, Addie Harrington with that speed again, Skate Doc. Bringing it down through. Defended by the number 8, Addie around the corner. Oh, just out of bounds. But so they might have a little bit, of difficulties, if you will, turning on full offensive steam. But with 4 minutes left to go in the season, anything can happen.
Well, and as I said earlier, scoring 8 goals across 18 games doesn't bode too well. But again, some of the competition that they faced was top notch.
Britta Fahey to bring the ball into the circle. And And it's a corner. Great effort by Berta Fahey to deserve that corner for Frontier.
Great effort. This could be the icing on the cake.
Well, you'd like to see that. You'd like to see execute here as the clock is continuing to run. We're under 3 minutes to go in this game. You'd like to see the momentum continue to shift that way, and you'd like to see the execution off of a corner. The 19th corner for Frontier this game. Ball to the top. Macy with the ball. Back down to the Rowan. It will be possession for Frontier up onto the 25. As the clock continues to tick down, possession for Frontier. And Elsa Brown is going to start this possession on the 25. Need to go 5 yards and enter that circle. We'll see if she goes for an aerial over to Rowan or what she's going to do here. And there's that aerial over to Rowan we were talking about. Rowan gains possession. It's foot, but it,
Good ball.
continue to play. Pass up to Addie. Addie Harrington defended strongly. That's another corner for Frontier as the clock continues to tick down. I have unofficial 15 minutes played, so we could expect that final whistle any moment now, Skate Doc.
May have had some injury time when number 6 went off. She did come back in.
That's great to hear that she came back in. We said we were going to look for that. Welcome back. But yeah, we definitely had some injury time, probably a good 2 minutes, give or take. Ball up to the top. Amelia Bouchard shot in. Foot infraction, play on by the grade 8. Possession for Frontier. Amelia goes 5, tries to cross the ball. Defended very well by the grade 8. Ball gets through. Great clear by the Stoneham defender. That's Sigrid Calhoun in the game as well on the far side of the field for Frontier, Skate Doc.
Always good to get some other student athletes exposure in a state tournament game, Coach.
Absolutely. Ball back into the circle. Addie Harrington putting the ball through. Foot infraction on Frontier. Yeah, Sigrid's had a great season. She got some opportunities throughout this year, and she really stepped up and has earned herself some playing time here as well, as has Brenda Fahey, you've seen in the game. Brenda had a nice goal earlier on in the year, and her worker mentality is really, really showing. Sigrid with the play, back over to Elsa Brown now. Elsa onto the 50. Ping pong back and forth, back down to Rowan Riley. Oh, good defensive there by Stoneham. Rowan again with the ball. Sigrid battling it. Sigrid wins that possession. She starts that possession down to Addie Harrington. Addie with time and space coming down the corner. Tries to cross. Well defended by the Stoneham defense. Will be Frontier possession on the far corner. As the time continues to click down here, Frontier with a 4-1 lead.
And continuing to apply the pressure right here in the final stages.
Well, I'm a big believer is keeping the gameplay in as you would. Looks like you're going to be advancing. You want to continue that gameplay as you're going to start next game as well. Will be possession for Frontier. Ball get down into the circle. Berta Fahey over to Addie Harrington. Good defensive play by the Stone defender. Addie with the spinorama herself, crossing it over. Possession for Stoneham. They cleared out the circle. Rowan Riley will have possession on the far side wall to start this next possession for Frontier. Frontier up top to Sigrid. Grady with the ball. Oh, Grady had a little bit of the toe hook, her stick,
Just
toe hook the other.
Yep.
Will be possession for, oh no, they called the other way. It was an infraction on Stoneham. Grady with the ball over to Macy. Oh, nice pass by Grady from that far 25. Possession for Stoneham, right up here to the 15. It is a grade 8. She's going to start this possession, Skate Doc. We can't say it enough.
There's the horn. That's it.
That is the game, ladies and gentlemen. Your Lady Redhawks Frontier advance from the round of 32 down to the Sweet 16. We'll have who they're playing. Skate Doc, as you said earlier, it's going to be the winner of that Seekonk and Carver game. It will be hosted here in Deerfield I'm going to guess it's going to be some point in time mid-early next week, as weather looks fantastic. Both teams are playing today. And you have a final score of the Lady Redhawks from Frontier 4, the Spartans of Stoneham 1. Skate Talk, what do you think of this fantastic game? It was fantastic to be here with you today. Beautiful day. Great execution of a playoff game here. What are your final thoughts?
Well, Coach, first of all, thank you, and thanks to Tom Albert from FCAT. It's my first FCAT call in a few years anyway. Ultimately, with the score being 4-1, the game turned out as expected, although Stoneham, perhaps for the large part of their season, has had to rely on a defensive game to try and keep other clubs at bay. Frontier came out dominant from the very first play of the game, and there was really no looking back. I think we ended up with, 20 corners, 21?
Somewhere right about there, yeah.
For a lot of teams, that's a month's worth of work right there.
7, 14, 19, 22, 23 total.
23 corners. A lot of teams will get that in a month, with weekly play. So you just can't give up that kind of opportunity to an offensive-minded team like Frontier. Ultimately, I think 3 of the corners resulted in goals, and I don't know if it had been a different result if there were fewer corners, but nothing wrong. Stoneham played a heck of a game. They certainly were outmatched here by Frontier, and now I'll be looking forward to the round of 16.
It's going to be very exciting. Congratulations to your Lady Redhawks from Frontier. And as always, thank you so much for joining us. And none of this would be possible without our sponsors. That is Terrazas at the Country Club of Greenfield, Albert's Hearing Services, Holiday Pizza, Zach's Barbecue, Sugarloaf Hair Studios, Beard Sealing Services, and last but not least, Gilmore and Farrell Insurance. Thank you so much for all you do for FCAT Media. For all of you joining us, and all of you that will be watching, thank you so much. Round of 16, here we come, and as we always say, we'll see you next time.
Good night, everybody.